Good morning, my dear students from 9A and 9B. Welcome to the best class. Yes, this is Mr. Hurtado, and today we're going to have our first online class of English. So, today, students, we are going to work on page 60 and 61. This is the unit 4. We are going to finish the unit 4, and remember that we are talking about intensifiers and already, yet, and still. But today we are going to start with this reading and speaking on page 60 and 61. But before to start, students, I'm going to talk to you about the project. So remember that the project you had to work in groups. You have to make a video uh, demonstrating or showing how you care the environment, how you care the planet. But all these situations uh, makes difficult to work in groups, and because of that, I changed some things about the project. And let me explain that in Spanish in order you understand everything. Recuerden que el proyecto está basado en la página 51 de la unidad 3 y ustedes deberían trabajar en grupos, discutir sobre diferentes actividades o temáticas que puedan ayudar o que causen problemas en tu comunidad. De allí, escoger una o varias para el video, hacer el video de 3 minutos y utilizar imágenes de su comunidad. Como no se va a trabajar en grupos, chicos, ahora ese proyecto va a ser realizado de manera individual. Usted va a pensar en su casa sobre las diferentes actividades que pueden ayudar el medio ambiente desde su casa. Escoja una o varias que usted quiera tratar en el video y teniendo esas ideas en mente se va a realizar un video de máximo 3 minutos presentando la información utilizando imágenes de su casa, cómo usted cuida el medio ambiente. Para ello les voy a dar una idea. ¿Ustedes se acuerdan de este video que vimos en clases?
Pueden ser distintos a los que separa tu vecino.
Este video que hablaba sobre las bolsas blancas y negras es una excelente idea. Ustedes pueden mirar otra vez este video que se llama ¿Cómo se recicla en Bogotá? Lo encuentran en YouTube y ustedes pueden utilizar la información o tomar ideas de allí para la realización del video. ¿Qué pueden hacer? Por ejemplo, ustedes pueden con su familia explicarles en inglés obviamente sobre el uso de las bolsas negras y las bolsas blancas. Posteriormente muestran imágenes de usted mismo, sus familiares, haciendo el uso de las bolsas negras y las bolsas blancas. Esa es una muy buena idea que pueden tomar. Igualmente está lo de los bombillos ahorradores, lo cual ustedes pueden demostrar en su video cómo al entrar y al salir de los cuartos apagan las luces. Bueno, hay muchas ideas que pueden ustedes utilizar, ahí ya está pues su creatividad, pero lo importante es que cada uno personalmente desde su casa va a demostrar cómo hace cuidado del medio ambiente. Ahora, por ejemplo, al lavarse las manos, muchos mientras se lavan las manos o se cepillan, pues dejan correr el agua en la llave. Eso no está bien, es otra idea que ustedes pueden tomarla. Ustedes van a hacer el video máximo 3 minutos, mínimo 2 minutos, y lo van a subir a YouTube y me envían a mí el link del video en el cual ustedes van a demostrar cómo que en el medio ambiente. Recuerden que esta se entrega pues finalizando el periodo. Más o menos el 17, 18 de abril deben ya ustedes haber enviado su video. Ok, recuerden que si tienen alguna duda respecto a esto, pues no duden en escribirme al correo o dejarme un mensaje por el Moodle, que yo responderé lo más pronto posible. Ok, si esto está listo, entonces let's start with the class. Okay, welcome students to the first class. Please open your book on page 60. Or if you don't have the books, you can follow the class on the video. But remember that you have to complete the exercise in your notebook and at the end of the period, you have to send me pictures about the activities that you feel in your book. Okay, reading and speaking. Exercise 1. We have to read these three descriptions and we have to answer this question. Which test describes a good listener? Remember that today people is people is not good at listening. Normally, it's not easy to find someone that really listen to us. So let's start. Remember that what is a good listener? So a good listener is you have to be an active listener, concentrate on the other person's message, be prepared to ask questions to check your understanding and to show interest. So a good listener is a person that uh, is concentrates on the other person's message. Okay, so taking into account this information, let's see what is a good listener. And here we put number 1, 2, and 3. So number 1, he says, it's not always cool to be friends with your mom, but my mom is the best. When I want to talk to her, she stops what she's doing and pays attention to me. She asks me things. I'm glad we're close. Okay, number 2. My friend and I hang out a lot, but she's always looking at her phone. I'm never sure that she cares about what I'm saying. We have fun, though. My brother, number 3, my brother and I never get along. The minute I say anything, he interrupts me. Or if I need to ask him something, he doesn't pay attention. He always asks, or what? Instead of listening the first time. Okay, which of these three texts describes a good listener? So if we think about number 3, this is not a good listening because this person interrupts the other one when he's talking or always at what, or what. It means that that person doesn't pay attention. Number 2, okay, these two friends hang out a lot, but she's always looking at her phone. This is not good. You know, when you are talking with someone and that person doesn't pay attention to you, but that person is always looking at the phone. I don't like that, for example, and I suppose you don't like that. So this is not a good listener. What about this one? She stops when I talk to her. She stops what she's doing and pays attention to me, and she asks me things. Oh yes, this is an example of a good listener. So because in that ca- in that case, sorry, his mom stops what she's doing and pays attention, and she asks him things. Okay, this is a good example of a good listener. So you can apply this in your life. If someone is talking to you, please stop what you're doing and pay attention to that person. If you have your phone, stop checking your phone and pay attention to that person. So, which text describes a good listener? Number 1, 2, or 3? This is number 1. So you write here number 1. This is a good listener. Now let's continue. Exercise 2. Read the conversation and underline the question. So we have to underline all the questions that we identify here in this conversation. This is a conversation between Lily and Renee. Okay, so let's read together these conversations and underline the question. Okay, let's start. My name is Lily, and this is my new friend Renee. We're practicing active listening for our English class. What's your favorite activity, Renee? What are what what are you passionate about? That's pretty easy. Cheerleading. I've been a cheerleader since I was 5 years old. What do you do? I mean, as a cheerleader? Well, we do cheers like chants and gymnastics at footballs and basketball games. And we go to cheerleading competitions too. What's that like? It's a lot like a gymnastics or dance competition. We learn a routine and perform in it in front of judges. We use pop songs for our routines. It's a lot of fun. Is cheerleading a sport? I never thought of it that way before. It is. And cheerleaders are athletes. We lift weights and exercise a lot. How often do you work out? I go to the gym almost every day. I'm really impressed. When is your next competition? Maybe I can come and cheer you on. It's a Saturday. Sure. Come and see us. Okay, very good students. Now we have to underline the questions. So, what about the first part that Lily is talking? So it says, what's your favorite activity, Renee? What are you passionate about? So we have to underline this and this question. Okay, let's continue. What do you do as a cheerleader? So we have to underline all of this. Let's continue. This one. What's that like? This is another question. We have to underline this. Let's continue. Is cheerleading a sport? Okay, we have to underline this. And how often do you work out? This is another question. And finally, this one. When is your next competition? We have to underline this one. Okay, very good. Now, okay, we have done exercise 1 and exercise 2. Now, page 61, exercise 3. So remember the question we underlined in exercise 2. We have to complete this question and then we have to match with the answers. Okay. Number 1, what we have to complete this way here and we have to answer. Okay. So you can stop the video and you have to and try to complete yourself. When you finish, you play the video again to be if you do it in the correct way. Okay, number 1 it is, what do you do? Number 2, what's that like? Number 3, is cheerleading a sport? Number 4, how often do you work out? And number 5, when is your next competition? Okay, very good. I hope your answers were correct. Now we have to match these questions with the answers. So number 1, remember to stop the video and to match the answer. And then you play it again to see your answers, okay? Now, number 1, what do you do? We do cheers. What's that like? It's a lot like gymnastics. Is cheerleading a sport? It is. How often do you work out? I go to the gym almost every day. And finally, number 5, when is your next competition? Is this Saturday. Okay, very good, student. Now, exercise 4. Okay, now let's continue with the exercise 4, students. We have to read the dialogue and complete the questions. Then we have to listen and check. But in this case, we have to complete with do, how, what, when, and where. And we have to complete the conversation. Okay, I'm going to put the audio. We listen and we complete with this do, how, what, when, and where. Are you ready? Okay, let's start.
Track 19.
So what is your passion, Damien?
My passion is train spotting. I am a total train geek. I love trains and I learn everything about very specific engines. Then I go places to take pictures of them.
I don't know very much about train spotting. Aren't all trains the same? How are they different?
Each engine is kind of unique. It has different colors and logos according to the company it belongs to. And they have different numbers on them. They even have different horns.
When did you get interested in trains?
When I was little.
And where do you go to see the trains?
I go to many places, but my favorite place is by the river. It's a really great place for pictures.
Do you have a favorite picture?
Yes, it's this one, a Union Pacific engine.
That's pretty cool. Hey, thanks for sharing about your hobby.
You're welcome.
Okay, yes, very good. Now we listened to the audio, and now we have to complete the blank spaces with these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 words. So you can, I repeat it again, you can stop the video and you can write your answers, and then you play the video again and you check if your answers were correct. Okay, let's start. So number 1. So here we have what. What is your passion, Damien? Okay, very good. Now let's continue here. I don't know very much about transporting. Aren't all trains the same? Here we have how. How are they different? Okay, very good. Continue, Patrick. The answer is when. When did you get interested in trains? When did you get interested in trains? Next one, Patrick. He says, and where do you go to see the trains? Where? And finally, Patrick says, finally, do do you have favorite pictures? Do you have favorite pictures? Okay, yes. So, students, uh, so we have work today, page 60 and 61. We do all of that and work all of that. Okay, now, exercise 6. What are you passionate about? Ask and answer with a classmate. So you can't answer with a classmate because you are in your house. Remember that I told you that you had to think about your passion. I showed you a video about my passion. You know, the Mr. Passion, when I show you the video about the universe and the little things to the biggest things in the universe. This is my passion, students. But what are you passionate about? I want to know your passion. Yes, I want to know what is Cano's passion, or Lazo's passion, or Ladino's passion, or Arboleda's passion. Everything that passionate students. So please, this is the first workshop. You have to go to the Moodle, and you have to go to the field workshops, and then you are going to see what is the workshop. You have to answer these questions. Okay, then you go to the workshop and you can find the workshop for this class. Remember that you have to the next Saturday to send me the workshop. Please try to send the workshop by Moodle, please. Don't send me the workshop to the email because it's better to do it with the by the Moodle. Please, if some of you didn't watch the video or can't enter to the Moodle, please share this video, this activity with your classmate. So, student, I miss you a lot. I love you, and I hope we can see you soon. We can see us soon in the school. So take care and see you in the next class. This is Mr. Hurtado.